From your phone to your job, artificial intelligence is everywhere and its use is only going to spread as that happens. And it's important to know what to do so you can protect yourself. AI contributor Larry Roberts is here to share more about that and what to consider when it comes to your privacy. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, so glad to have you back, especially when it comes to talking about privacy. That's something we all want, but something that we feel maybe is looming right now.
Sure.
And so what's AI doing with our info specifically?
Well, it's collecting your info for starters. You know, every keystroke you make, every interaction you have with a chatbot or any kind of online program, it's picking up on that and it's developing a profile for you so that it understands your actions and it understands you and knows what content to serve you or what suggestions to make for you.
Right. Okay, so that's where our data comes from then, our searches, our clicks, all those things.
Yeah, the data comes from literally any app, any website, any smart device, maybe your watch, your phone. It comes from really any interaction you have with a device that's online.
Now let me ask you this, because a lot of the times I feel like you can just say something out loud and then boom, like an ad pops up on your phone. But you say it's not just about what we say, but how we say it. What do you mean by that?
Well, it can detect tonality. It can detect emotion.
Really?
I mean, as a quick example, yesterday I was working with ChatGPT using the voice mode, and it gave me an answer and I went, oh, that's not complicated. And it literally laughed back at me and said, I understand it can be overwhelming, but I'm here with you every step of the way. So it picked up on my sarcasm.
How scary. You know who doesn't pick up on my sarcasm? Siri, when I get frustrated with her. They need to figure out how to incorporate that so she can pick up on my frustration. Now, AI then takes that information to personalize the info that we see. We just talked about that, even it listening into us. But what price do we pay for that in the long run?
Well, you have to understand that, yeah, those suggestions and that convenience is great, but it comes at a price of constant surveillance. I mean, literally every action we take online is being monitored, it's being tracked, and it's being recorded.
Ay, how scary. Okay, so who else sees this information? How is it spread amongst people? Because I know people get crazy text messages, crazy emails, all the things.
Yeah, well, most of the time, the companies that make these applications or these chatbots, they're not the only ones that keep your data. They take that data, they consolidate it, and then there's third-party vendors out there that will buy that data. And that's why you get those crazy text messages. That's why you get those wild phone calls, because most likely, somewhere down the line, your data was exposed or sold.
You know what's so crazy is they're actually getting smarter. It used to start out as like the car insurance thing. Literally, I had one yesterday text me and was like, don't forget about the barbecue this weekend. And I was like, who is this? You know what I mean? And so they're starting to normalize the things that they're saying, like, oh my gosh, do we have plans this weekend? And in reality, it's just a bot.
It's just a bot. I had one last night as well that said, hey, I'm at the airport. Where are you at?
See?
And I'm like, I don't even know this person. I have no idea who this is.
Look, was I supposed to pick somebody up?
Yeah, exactly.
So tell me then, what is the real risk as far as, are we talking bank information hacks? What are we talking about?
Well, the risks are very, very real in that regard. But the biggest thing is if your data is not maintained properly, there's the opportunity for it to be hacked, and there's opportunity for data leaks, which can lead to identity theft and possible exposure to online scams.
My gosh. Okay, but you do say AI can get things wrong too. Explain that more for me.
AI has a history of hallucinating. So if it only has partial information or if it misunderstands some information, AI tends to make up the rest, and that could lead to building an incorrect profile on you, making bad recommendations, and even potentially targeting you.
My gosh. Okay, so even putting you maybe in a space that you're not even supposed to be in the first place. Got it. Okay, so what control do we have over this situation? Do we have any control as far as privacy goes?
Well, sure. We've got a lot more control than you would think, because most of these applications, they all have a terms of service. But the downside is, most of the time, we don't read them.
Exactly.
So you might want to take the time to read those terms of services and then opt out of certain aspects of those applications and what they're doing with your data.
That's smart. Just taking a little extra time to give yourself the knowledge. That way you know what to look for in said app. Now, tell me, because I'm sure there's new privacy laws that are kind of coming about, especially as the technology grows. What do you know right now?
Well, I know that on a global scale, we're seeing a lot of progress. Over in Europe, they've released the GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulations. And that's gone a long ways to increase privacy rights for those over in the European countries. We're also seeing some state level legislation here in the States, but from a countrywide perspective, we're lagging just a little bit, but we're making progress.
Okay, so this too, it will come. It will come eventually.
It will come.
Larry, tell me, where can people find you?
LarryRoberts.com.
There we go. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.